Good evening, I am Coach Esplancer. This is Assistant Coach Theo, and we are bringing you our team builder video for week 4 against Twisted Misty and the Misty Drapions. Now, Twisted Misty here, I'll talk about her team. Let's reveal her team first of all. Let's see what we have for Misty Drapions. We have the Mega Metacham. We have the Starmy, the Dragonite, the Mamoswine, the Staraptor. Oh no, you dropped your toy. Oh, you dropped your Hoopa. You dropped your Hoopa, little man. We got the Pangoro, we got the Toxicroak, we got the Diancie, not Mega Diancie, just regular Diancie. We got Drapion, of course, because that's her mascot. Mascot picks are mascots. We got Electivire, we got the Torkoal Turtle thing, and then we got Mega Metacham. Oh, I already said Mega Metacham, so forget I said that last part. But we look at this team, and this team has a lot of physical offense. Mega Metacham hits like a truck with pure power. Pangoro, also extremely powerful Pokemon. Dragonite, especially this episode of Dragon Dance, that thing can hurt a lot. Staraptor with Reckless, it's a very physically offensive monster. Toxicroak, another physically offensive monster. Drapion is usually run physically offensive. The only thing's Mamoswine. Mamoswine, another physically offensive threat. The only special attacking Pokemon that she's got is Starmie, and I guess Torkoal. Is Torkoal special? I don't know. I don't really see Torkoal that often, so yeah. And Electivire can sometimes run special, but it's better on the physically offensive side. So I know I need to bring a lot of my defense, but I can't forget that Starmie right there is a threat. So I'm going to start by explaining my offense, what I'm going to bring to tear down the Misty Drapion. So leading off, we have Manectric. Bolt is coming with a choice spec set. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, and Hidden Power are pretty common sets for Manectric, nothing too out of whack. The Hidden Power is Hidden Power Steel though, and there is a reason for that. We're running Lightning Rod so that we can come in on Electivire and possibly get a boost if he wants to go for a Volt Switch or a Wild Charge / Thunder Punch. He can do that. It's Timid Nature with 220 speed to outspeed base 100, i.e. Manectric. And the rest is peppered in Special Attack, HP, and Defense. We're level 50, so we build the EVs to work for level 50 because we need 8 for a stat, not 4. But Hidden Power Steel, the reason why we're running Hidden Power Steel is because the likely switch-ins to this are Mamoswine or a specially defensive Diancie. And Hidden Power Steel will hit Bolt very hard. Now this will leave me some exposure to the Electivire, which Electivire has pretty good special defense. And I can't really do a whole lot to it, especially if I lock myself into Hidden Power Steel. So it was between this and Hidden Power Ground. But I thought that Hidden Power Steel would come in to play a lot better. Now Bolt can hit Dragonite, it can hit Starmie, especially if she thinks that it's Scarfed. It can hit Staraptor, and I'll outspeed it because I'm base 105, unless it's Scarfed. And yeah, this thing can put in a lot of work. I just have to make sure that the Electivire, the Mamoswine, and the Diancies are played around correctly so that they don't wall me. And also, you know, it's a momentum shifter. So let's go into our next offensive Pokemon, and that is Bojack the Kingdra. That's right, Bojack Horseman the Kingdra is coming again. We are running the Cridra Sniper Scope Lens. Again, this is a 252 special attack, modest. Oh, sorry, not modest, it's timid. It's timid. I need to change that plus sign. Pretend the plus sign's on speed. Yeah, pretend it's on speed. We got 220 in speed, and that is to outspeed a Dragonite, unless it's Scarfed, obviously. Now, extreme speed is a thing, I'm still exposed to that, but it can't kill me unless I'm whittled down. And then the rest is just going in HP. We're running Draco Meteor and Scald as our two hard-hitting stabs. I've had bad luck with moves that miss in my first 3 games. So I'm not running no Hydro Pump. I'm not going to risk that. I'm just going to run Scald, even though I need chip damage to hit the things I need to hit with Scald. Scald will also get the burns, which, by the way, if you see the physical offense of Misty Drapions, very susceptible to burns. So burns are always good. We got Flash Cannon, obviously. for the Diancie, because Diancie is a likely switch into this thing, because it is a dragon, and Moonblast will hurt it. And if I get a focus energy up, then the critical flash cannon will kill the Diancie, no matter how specially defensive it is. Even if it's specially defensive with an assault vest, it'll kill it. Because Sniper, as you know, is 2.25 times the damage when I get a critical hit, and focus energy and scope lens makes it 100%. So hopefully I can set up on something that's burned too, which will be nice. But let's go into my next offensive Pokemon, and that is our Choice Scarf Togekiss. Now I think this thing right here is going to put in the finest to work. Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, no surprise there. Water Pulse. Water Pulse does have a 40% chance to confuse here because of Serene Grace. So that could be cool. It also hits Mamoswine, and it hits a lot of other things, at least neutrally. Now, Dry Skin, Toxicroak is a thing. But I mean, who's going to expect... who's going to switch Toxicroak in on Togekiss first of all? Who's going to expect Water Pulse second of all? So I'm not too worried about that. Then we got Tailwind, because I couldn't think of a fourth move. Because I could not think of a fourth move to put on this thing, and Tailwind is always good for an emergency. You never know, it could come into play. So we are going to run the Scarf Tailwind in case that would be the make or break thing that lets something else clean up, like Kingdra. We have 172 in speed, and that is so that we do not get outsped by Choice Scarf Pangoro, which would be really embarrassing if I run a Scarf and I get killed by something that it's supposed to outspeed, even with the Scarf. That would be pretty embarrassing. So, yeah, it's Modest Nature, 252 in Special Attack, and the rest in HP, so that I have an odd number, obviously. So going on to Mega Aggron. We are bringing Edelweiss for the first time this week, and he keeps on dropping it, so we're going to give you Vaporeon, little man. You can play with Vaporeon. Yeah, it's new, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's our Vaporeon. But we are running Heavy Slam, Earthquake. Earthquake does have good coverage, Heavy Slam. It's not going to be able to hit the Dragonite very well, which could be a problem, but I could be running Ice Punch. This thing does get Ice Punch. We're running Counter, and Counter is because I can actually take a hit from Mega Medicham or Pangoro or Mamoswine or anything else that wants to hit me with super effective hits that do a lot of damage, and I can hit it twice as hard with Counter. And that's the idea here. That's why we're running the Impish Nature, 148 in defense, 108 in speed, and 252 in HP. And that speed is actually to outspeed Pangoro. Yeah, it's to outspeed Pangoro if Pangoro is not running any speed. Also, so I can get more damage off, because I can still live High Jump Kick from Mega Medicham. I can still live a Banded Hammer Arm from Pangoro from full health, and I can knock these things out with Counter. So that's the idea there. We got Stealth Rocks that could come into play, especially since the Misty Drapions likes to bring Dragonite. We saw the Weakness Policy Dragonite last week doing some work. And yeah, Stealth Rocks will help me break that multi-skill, which is so important for Dazzling Gleam or Draco Meteor to kill it with Kingdra or Togekiss. Next up, we have our Scolipede. This is a supporting Scolipede here. We got Mega Horn and Earthquake because those are the moves that will do the most damage to the majority of Misty Drapion's teams. We have Protect to get a speed boost off, or two, and then we're going to try to baton pass that into something like Kingdra or into Togekiss. Well, Togekiss already Scarf, but or into Manectric if I want to hit very hard Choice Specs moves with speed, or even into Mega Aggron, even though it doesn't do a whole lot with the speed. We are going to try to baton pass speed into something else. Or even into my next Pokemon, which I'll get to, which is a defensive Pokemon, but it can pass around burns. And that brings me to my last Pokemon here, and that is Mew, which I gotta go through here quickly because little man, Assistant Coach Theo here is getting restless. Doesn't like the Vaporeon anymore, so he's gonna get a Dead End. How about a Dead End, little man? Want a Dead End? Yeah. Say hi, say hi. Oh, say hi, little man. Okay. But we are running this thing with Earth Power and Volt Switch. Earth Power to hit things like Torkoal, like Diancie, especially if it's defensive and not especially defensive. We got Volt Switch to Volt Switch around Dragonite or Starmie, or we can do damage to Staraptor. This thing's really mostly to burn things. We are running a physically defensive Bold Nature because this thing completely walls Mega Medicham. Mega Medicham cannot touch it. The most it can do with an Adamant High Jump Kick is about 35%, and I can just burn it, burn something else, or I can roost it off. And Torkoal can't come in because it'll get Earth Power to the face. And that thing is a physically defensive Pokemon, not a specially defensive Pokemon. So even with that investment, it doesn't want to take an Earth Power. But this is our team. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this team will beat the Misty Drapions. Stay tuned as our game against the Misty Drapions will go up Sunday night. And subscribe to me to see more. Also, go subscribe to my opponent, Twisty Misty. She is a fantastic battler. Even though she's 0-3, she is a lot better than her record says she is. And believe me, she's had some very close matches against some very good players. So this is not to be taken lightly, is what I'm saying. Say bye-bye, Assistant Coach Theo. Subscribe to the PMC, and we will see you. Coach Esperanto, Coach Theo, we're signing out. Tell him, Theo.